Healing comes in many forms, all the colors aligned. You are free as a dove when you choose, a sovereign state of being.
And allow this product to work with the 7 color chakras in our own energy system.
Meditations can trigger DNA wisdom and memories in light, out-creating our limited chemical memories. So sit back, relax, as we take you on a journey of light and color.
He's done some amazing
Meow, 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 everybody.
Meow. Meow, meow.
We are a half hour late. Sorry about that. We have been doing in-person healings in Little Ampton, also known as Rustington. Laura, do you wish to tell people about the in-person healings we're doing?
Yeah, so we have found another venue in Brighton that does work for us. We weren't sure, but yes, so we had our first 2 UK South clients today. Yasmin and Andy Grant, they were fantastic. They loved it. We went to the Float Spa in Hove. They give us everything we need. And we had a really terrific day there. And we can do everything in the south that we can do in the north of England other than the hyperbarics. So if you're particularly looking for hyperbarics, you need to come to our York combined therapy.
So everybody, in the link is in the show description that'll take you to this page that's being played by. Everything is available in there. All the information is available. And you can also contact Laura, which is Laura2 feathers @gmail.com. So everybody, we have done an amazing day of healings. Now we are going to go on a guided meditation to Arcturus. Okay. So for those of you who are new with us, what we are going to be doing is setting up a guided meditation that the whole audience can be a part of. And this is a tour. Think of it like a bus trip to the Arcturus worlds and places and the different things that they want to show you. I will be leading the meditation and the visions that each person will be going through. So Laura, Maty, and Dale, I will ask different questions to, but the same question goes out to everyone in the audience. This is an interactive process. In the past, we have gone to different places and spaces. We did the Warriors of Twilight. We did that underwater world, that mountain world. So if you want to go back and look in the archives for the different forms that we have done this, you can get all sorts of unique experiences. We also do guided meditations like this to help people build certain skill sets where a lot of people may not have vision, but have a different way to have vision without eyesight vision, or the understanding of what the mental imagery or the mind's eye truly is. So what we're asking people to do here is open your mind's eye to an idea and a vision that has vision within it, and that we are coming together in a sacred format. And what is the sacred format? Exploration without hindrance. Exploration without fear of attack. We have done a powerful moments of healing before, and we will do powerful moments of healing again. We are choosing to be powerful in this moment. And I ask everybody out there to give yourself permission slips to be powerful. Powerful enough to taste, feel, and experience the other realms that are come through description. So, Maty, in the past we've done adventures like these before. Anything that you want to give advice to people who are new to guided meditation, or different things that they could help them with?
Yeah. So the experience is absolutely different for everybody. Don't think that what you're looking at, or don't try and question it, and don't try and say, is this real? Is this what everyone else? And if somebody has a different vision, don't allow that to put you off of your vision, because it is different for everybody. When you have this multidimensional awareness, it's not always the same. So it's that, just to believe in what you're seeing and allow it to just happen without that coming in to say, am I doing it right? Am I doing it wrong? Is everybody else experiencing it like me? Just have whatever experience you're having.
Laura, what advice would you want to give people who are new to this, or if even people who have been doing it for a long time?
Always remember to just relax and accept the unlimited point of view is there for you. That frequency of the unlimited point of view is there for you to co-create with Andrew's voice, with the energies of the four of us here, with the energies of the audience, everything that's interacting past, present and future with this meditation is part of the meditation. So just allow yourself to be open to receive it, and you will co-create some wonderful images for yourself. It's just that trust, just that belief in what you're seeing, and don't feel inhibited in any way. This is your personal version of it that you will see. The imagery you'll get in your mind's eye is personal to you. And if you want to share it, great. And we come to you in the show, fabulous. But don't feel inhibited in any way.
Dale, what advice do you want to give to people that are out there?
So not forcing it at all, allowing yourself to have fun, and just know this space is to have fun. It's not to be serious and you've got to see this, got to see that. I highly recommend going in with a smile, and also not focusing on vision if you're not a visionary person. Allow feeling to be part of your process as well. Allow the smell, the taste, all the senses to come alive together, because a lot of people get frustrated when they don't see. See if you can feel or smell or just anything what comes up for you.
Okay. All right, everybody, now is the time we're going to be starting the guided meditation. So clear out your space. Say words out loud, space. We are going to have a sacred moment. And I'm now enforcing my rules with my powerful soul that for this time, this space, where I am protected from all that is, was, and ever will be. I choose to make this moment sacred so I may grow and grow more, and not grow a little tiny bit. Just frequency alone can change one person's life to another state of being. So understand, frequency, harmony, vibration, and density of frequencies are constantly changing. And as frequency changes, vision will change. All right, everybody, sit back, relax, put your tray tables and drinks in your tray tables in the upright position. Okay, you find yourself at a galactic bus station in the North Pole. Okay, a big, long, slender bus comes down, flying out of the air. And on the side of it, it says Galactic Historian Tours. Okay, everybody is lined up, and you're greeted by a bunch of Andrews in tuxedos, greeting you and welcoming you onto this bus, giving you your special passes to the hotel, your bus and train passes to the different parts of Arcturus, as well as the guided tour that you'll be going on, because you'll have a tour guide on the Arcturus side. Okay. So you're all led into the bus. Okay, the bus gives off its little energy frequency and it starts to hover. Everybody gets used to that. The bus is no longer touching the ground. As the driver, me, puts on the gas, the vehicle slowly ascends, making a spiral every couple miles until finally it reaches the outer atmosphere. And we are no longer in the grip of Earth's electromagnetic fingerprint. As we leave this, we feel the galactic fingerprint, our sun's electromagnetic waveform, drawing us in this bus to the hub of interconnectivity. Inside this hub is a portal to all portals. By entering here in this sacred frequency, defended by the light of the sun and the love of this planet, you're going to be going on tour to the Arcturus solar system to meet our Arcturian starseeds, to learn about what a starseed is, was, and will be. And that Arcturus is one of many millions of worlds that send seeds out to the stars to find a planet and make a home, and to ultimately attract others on the journey to make homes, to make new soul families in new places. And that is the purpose of star seeds. So all you star seeds, you are coming home to one of the many homes of where all star seeds come from. The bus begins to accelerate into the portal, into the hub of interconnectivity, as reality removes itself and etches itself back in another place, in another space that has another electromagnetic frequency from another solar system, and another planetary frequency of electromagnetics reaches out to you. You know this place. This is the Arcturus star system. Here there are 2 stars, 157 worlds, all habited, all with a different energy and a different frequency. Your galactic historian bus comes to the edge of the solar system, and inside the bus, speakers turn on, and you hear each of the celestial bodies singing, all 167 planets in a chorus. Inside that chorus of music are millions of entities from all of those worlds who have come together on the path to being a celestial singer. Take a moment and turn into the Arcturus radio network, where the music of soloists who are hundreds of thousands of years old, where they're playing their maestro music in collected collectives of choruses singing to the grandness of the universe and waiting for the universe to respond to their song. An electromagnetic dance of song. Let yourself find your frequency that attracts you like a homing pigeon to one of the worlds where you as a starseed came from. So Maty, what has been the experience like for you so far? And is there a world that's attracting you as a starseed?
Yeah, so
it goes out to everyone in the audience also.
So when I tuned into the music, that was very overpowering, very emotional. I could hear just so much different sounds. But the world that I've gone to appears to be like a small water world.
Okay. Laura, what about for you?
So, there was one particular very haunting melodic sound, almost like one vocalist, which was drawing me down like this misty path. It was quite earth-like as well, so with trees and so on. But this hauntingly beautiful music leading me a long path lined with unfamiliar trees, but they're trees, and I haven't got to the planet yet.
Okay. And for you, Dale?
So I'm just walking on this planet. So as I came into the Arcturus, it was like going from one hub of interconnectivity, going into the galactic hub of interconnectivity. Then it was like connected to, it was like a portal going in, like a rainbow bridge. And as I got through into it, it felt like geometry, like a cube of music, looked going from each planet to the next planet. And now I've just arrived onto this land and I'm just walking on the land, but there's just music everywhere and there's music through the ground as well.
And if anybody else out there would like to take a moment and write something into the chat, this is about the shared experience. Understanding that the frequency from the four of us is there to help you ground into this idea. You can always go back and listen again if you want to have your own unique experience. All right, everybody. The bus lowers the music and announces you'll be arriving at the Galactic Historian Hotel near the Arcturus main world of Arcturi. A few minutes goes by, and in the distance, you see this world the size of 10 Earths. But as there's this metal construction that is all around this world, like a half dome that continues moving. But that half dome is living. Beings live in it. They have discovered how to add to this world and for the world's celestial forces to enter the metal construction and to be living. So you're brought to your Galactic Historian Hotel. You see little bellhop Andrews everywhere. You see people at the front desk taking you to your rooms, which is overseeing the main planet of Arcturus. Powerful visions there. Okay? A few minutes later, you're brought back to your bus, and you're going to be taken to the first part of the tour. You're going to be taken to the access point where this planet has had this dome put over it. But the dome is only over the top 1/4 of it. So it continuously moves. So there's one at the bottom and one at the top. And what this dome does is absorb sunlight, but it also transfers sunlight through to the other side. So it allows different layers and densities of beings from other worlds to still live on the planet of Arcturus and still be in the common communal frequency of growth with it. This world is based on music. This whole solar system is based on the geometry and the science of music. The majority of those that are true Arcturian, when they are young, they learn their first musical instrument before they speak. They sing before they speak normal language, and everything is in tone, frequency, vibration, and harmony. Imagine being brought up with that as your soul core wisdom, not capitalism, socialism, or any other isms or ists. Knowing how to find harmony at any moment. So your bus takes you up to the top quarter dome. Okay, you're exited the bus and you're brought to a set of elevators. And there's a red elevator, a blue elevator, and a green elevator. Each will take you on a different tour, but its ending spot will be the same. It's the piece of planet made by this planet to be removed from this planet and placed in its upper atmosphere so you could build photo constructs around it, constructs of light and constructs of matter. Process that for a second. The planet itself created a piece of itself to expand itself, so more life could come and live in it. So everyone pick your elevator and allow it to take you on a visionary tour of this massive construct where trillions of beings live, all with their own unique place in space. No one is crowded. There is space for everyone. There is life force everywhere. There are trees, oceans, deserts, everything. So Dale, give a description of what you see when you're touring this new place of life.
So I'm currently walking in like a jungle. It feels like atmosphere, but as I'm walking, I can hear like a drum beat within my feet, and there's many different trees, and it's just the feeling of music. Like as soon as I came to the galaxy and felt it was just music coming from all of the planets itself. And as I arrive off this elevator, it's just this symbiance of peace and this heartbeat energy. It feels like a heart, this planet, which is constantly beating.
Laura, what do you see on your individual elevator tour?
Oh,
There we go.
the sun is interacting with the different leaves on the trees and creating a form of music, which is beautiful and which I'm drawn to. And as I'm on some stepping stones, and each stepping stone is a different frequency, and I can choose which stepping stone I go on next to create the different sounds that I want to create my own tune. And there seems to be some sort of light codes coming out my fingers, which are more like music notes, as if my whole body has been turned into a singing frequency from all my cells.
Telepathic vibrational thinking. The vibration is the telepathy.
Okay.
Okay. Maddie, what about for you?
I went to the strangest place. So I was there a group of beings that live in energy that's very dense. So like it's almost like they're in water, almost like they're aquatic, but they're not. It's just energy, almost like electricity that's very densely packed. So it's almost like an oceanic kind of like slight atmosphere. Strange, hard to describe. And these beings are like they look like squids, well, more like jellyfish, but yeah, very strange and hard to. The whole thing has been quite obscure, actually, trying to understand what's actually going on.
So what it is you went to one of the realms that was purposely made for another world to have a copy of its own unique atmosphere, pressure, and energy density place. And this planet was able to spawn that exact thing so that everyone could feel like they are of this planet. This planet's construction around it was meant to adapt to thousands or millions of different types of species, natural environments, from oxygen to electromagnetic. There are parts of this place that it's just living energy in a cloud of energy, but the space that it's been contained into is its own unique fractal frequency as that's simulated from their own world here. Because there are many beings who could survive in the natural Arcturus worlds because their energies are so radically different. And this is why this is a starred seed place. It's here is where you can be trained from many different worlds of living so that when your seed does land on another world, you have the basics for how to live in the different environments that are there. Okay. All right. So you all arrive now to the place that you're going to be going through your first teaching. It is a museum, and the museum shows all the different constructs that were created to get to this level of perfection. And you could track back 3 million years in history of science and spirit working together to formulate this world and the 167 worlds in this entire solar system who all have different versions of this technology attached to their celestial sources, with singers at the center, creating an orchestra of unique consciousness that is the Arcturian worlds. So let everybody go to the museum and look at these different things that are there, different ways of manifesting consciousness so consciousness can go through the state of true love. Allow yourself to let this museum speak to you. Speak to you in such a way that it kindles an inner light that has been there since the dawn of your many, 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 many births. A light that came with you through the stars, beyond the galactic limits, until finally your little seed of light was in this place, in this space, attracted to the magnetic frequencies of the ancient Arcturian worlds, when it first reached out with sound to attract the travelers in light going through the galactic voids. Feel that homing beacon inside you, aligning up a linear light connection from here to there, reminding you of all the maps that you have used over all the millions of years. For encoded in the music of this world are the maps to the many galactic nexus points. It is a waypoint and a wayshower for trillions of beings, guiding things that are lost back to their worlds. So Dale, what do you feel from the galactic calling?
So it's really weird. I can see these like beings with huge necks, like really, really long necks, and they're able to make different sounds with the different necks because they're really long. Then they were showing me this, like, it's like an instrument, but a torus field instrument.
Yep.
And it goes fully around like a torus field, and you play it and it holds different sounds and different frequencies. Then the ship went over and I can see some of their ancestors there. And they were showing me it's like a didgeridoo, but a lightning didgeridoo. So when you're playing it, there's loads of different light frequencies going through it. Really, really cool. I started laughing when they showed me that.
Okay. Laura, what did your tour of the museum show you?
So they showed me something that I can only translate as a sun drum.
Ah,
So it's
that's
it's like made of metal, and as the sunlight hits it, it plays different tunes. But it also, the drum itself has this sentience where it takes the sunlight and transmutes it into something, some sort of informational frequency that will be different for whoever wants to interact with it. And then they showed me something that they draw maps with light, but they've got like a pencil. A very primitive way of describing it will be like a pencil on a taut string. And as something is moved by the light at the end of each string, the pencil or the drawing implement draws maps of light, is the only way I can really describe it.
wow. You're seeing the maps from the way to get people individual home as you're unraveling your first frequency that brought you here.
That's cool.
Maty, what did you get from the museum experience?
So the museum showed me the ancestral origin story of the Arcturians. So it showed me what I can only describe as sheet music.
Yep.
But it had different layers to it, had different sine waves to it, and it wasn't in notes like we get it. It was more looked like when you see a graph of a heartbeat or something like that. And this was music, and it got bigger and bigger, more and more complex, and more music, and then it burst into a star, and then it was just showing me that. So it's like almost like a creation legend, a system birthed from music.
Perfect. If anybody else that's out there in the chat would like to give their experience about what the museum showed them, go onto the chat room and type it in.
Yeah.
All right. You guys are brought back to your Galactic Historian bus tour, and you're taken off. And the bus driver says, we're going to be going to the Orchestra Restaurant. Okay. You're brought up to this glass dome building that's above an ocean of ice. But the ice is not white. It is multiple colors. And in fact, 7 colors and 8 colors can come through. The light is connected in a form of color fibers that are artificial ley lines in a specific area of ice, because they are curing this ice for the future generations. They are empowering this ice, which will eventually melt down into water, to amplify the planet's frequency, to give it a protective energy force. And this form of technology is known about in many, many, many worlds, but the refined frequencies that are brought here. And the reason the restaurant is above this place of ice that's in the fibers of colors, storing our energies, because experience is the nature of exchange in the future. And by coming and experiencing food in the Arcturian restaurant, a restaurant that's connected to tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of other worlds, their food types, unique experiences each and every one of you can have. Okay? We're all brought to a really long table, and you're overlooking the ice. It is as if it is the aurora borealis inside the ice. There's also music to the changing of the colors. And it's in the background of the restaurant playing. Each individually one of you has a being of light that appears in front of you that is your individual maitre d'. Your maitre d' greets you and shows you that you'll be having the Arcturus special. You will be tasting vibration into matter. A few minutes goes by and your first course comes out. It is a black obsidian bowl, perfectly carved and perfectly polished. And inside this black obsidian bowl is a green liquid metal that has no warmth to it, the cup. You are given a spoon that is made out of pure gold and given instructions to dip the tip of the spoon in there for just 2 seconds and then pull it out. And then just taste the spoon. All right, so Dale, what does the spoon taste like to you?
Tastes like caramel. It's like a really sweet universal taste, but not like sugar. It just tastes really, really sweet.
Okay. Is there vibration in it?
There's mute. So as I came into this restaurant, I could see them all singing and doing toning into the food before the preparation. And I could see all the feet like all around it, all sat toning into this food. And as I grabbed it, that's when that taste, you could taste the sound, you could taste, it felt like you could taste the Aurora Borealis and the kind of the taste of the rainbow.
Okay. So what you tasted is the core meat of the jumba. A jumba is similar to a I'm having a brain fart. Palm tree.
Yeah.
Where the seeds are giant.
Okay.
Okay. So the seed, considered the seed of the jumba tree like 15 inches. And the bowl that you got, what it called half of a jumba.
Yeah. Yep.
Now, what a jumba tree does, it extracts very unique energies out of an environment, and it grows very, very slow. And it'll make one seed, and that seed will have an armor around it that can get through just about any frequency and then insert it into itself into another reality, which is the basis of all starseed technology. The very first star seeds were able to taste this, cut into it. But understand, it was not flesh. It was a living metal.
That's what it felt like.
Living metal. It's an ambrosia that helped beings who wanted to go to other places and spaces, similar to ayahuasca. Okay? That is why you just took a simple taste off of a metal gold spoon. Okay?
6 hours.
Okay? Laura, what was it like for you?
So it's an Arcturian, for me, it's like an Arcturian honey.
Mm-hmm.
But the overtones are like jasmine and like the sweetest flowers. So from whatever, I guess they're Arcturian bees, have collected this honey, and it's retained each individual flower's frequencies, and the flavor of each individual flower is combining. So it's quite a perfumey sort of taste, very smooth in texture.
Are there frequencies and vibrations attached to it?
Yes, very much so. There's a great deal of joy. There's a great deal of healing frequencies. And again, the music. So it almost buzzes to you like Arcturian bees singing.
Well, what the Jumba tree records is the wind, the rain, the thunder, the lightning, the waves, the pounding of the feet, the movement of people, the singing for 1,000 years. Because that's how long it takes for one seed to be created.
Wow.
And that seed contains all of the sound vibrations of 1,000 years of being at peace where this tree grew. And that's its unique thing to share with you as a frequency-based telepathic transmission. Maty, what was it like for you?
I'm still high from it now. Honestly, it tasted like it just made me feel numb. It was like almost just I put it in my mouth and it just felt numb. And then there was this void of energy, like when you know you're in for a big medicine journey. You know that oh shit moment. It was like that. And then there was this explosion, and it went just from my mouth all the way out to my head and into my body. It's still going through me now. And it's like everything, like color, sound, light, music, stories, little bits of everything. Just a big explosion of energy, but it's very beautiful. Yeah.
Wonderful. So from Sam in the chat room, my taste is a buttery peanut, and the light went up and down my body, spiraling around my heart, down to your feet. And then connecting consciousness, it's like moving through dandelion, floating white and pale, blue softness, and I sing the song. Tasted like flowers, a vibration started in my mouth, like a purple vibration, before you told us that it was green metal, I saw it in a roll in more firm material like a flower stem. Yes. Okay. Now, if anybody else would like to share it, it's now time for your second course. This is not your main meal because you cannot be overfilled in this place. What it asks now is that you enter the state of unknowingness and allow the great central chefs of this world bring to you a masterful creation of frequency and sound embedded into a digestible food. So each sign your name to the unknown, to let that unknown come in and bless you with sound and frequency of this world. A few minutes comes by and comes out to each of you individually is something that looks like a piece of wood or a log. It looks very solid. It does appear to have a bark on it. And it's about 1 foot long, half a foot thick. And it's on a tray. If you hold the tray, it doesn't feel that heavy, but it does have weight. You also notice a very light amount of steam coming off of it. You're given instructions by your maitre d'. He is going to give you a laser pen or a laser knife, in which you are going to use a laser fork to peel just a tiny, tiny, tiny little piece off of this tree, this piece of wood. So you go ahead and do it, and you bring it down to your plate. And the second part of the meal is brought out. And this looks like a block of cheese, but it is as hard as metal. You slice a little bit of this metal cheese off, and you put it next to the wood. The wood and the metal cheese start to interact with each other, and they braid together like hair. Once it's finished braiding together, you are given a special fork to reach in and have your first bite. Maty, we'll go to you, back to you. What is it like for you?
I've literally only just put it in my mouth. Oh gosh, that's a weird one. So at first it was looking at them, that they were moving. They were alive with energy. And as soon as I put them together, I could see what you were talking about. And it's just, I don't know, it's a very strange psychedelic, maybe DMT releasing experience. I feel like I've just had a big flush of DMT.
Okay.
Yeah.
Laura, what's it like for you?
So, you know, when you cook something in the oven and it forms like a crispy crust, whether it's like a leg of lamb with that lovely crispy edge or something that's been baked in the oven, and everybody wants that bit of the crispy top. It's like that, but the flavor's quite difficult for me to discern whether it's savory rather than sweet, and it's like something I've never tasted before, and it melts in your mouth. So when you eat that with that cheese-like substance, the interaction of both of the frequencies of it just give they complement each other. They're woven together, so they really bring out, one taste brings out the flavor of the other. And I'm trying to pin down what the flavors really are, and that's a real difficult one to describe. I've never tasted anything quite like that before. It's so difficult to explain how it tastes.
So here's a little piece of information. The piece that looks like a wood is actually a liquid concrete wood that has been given metal seeding energy into it. But the way the metal forms is as if it were the rings of a tree. Okay? And it absorbs light and sound frequencies, and it masters them into a light and sound frequency. And then the other stuff is a resin that causes high vibrational sound frequencies to bypass the rules of heat and melt together. Okay? But there is another liquid metal that's inside there that is converted through the heat process and then baked into the concrete metal. So think of it as if you were to slow smoke a food over 20 hours, but you're doing it in frequency and vibration. Mm. So when these two come together, there is a frequency and vibration that's put into them that is powerful, dense within every bite, and meant to keep you on that edge of taste and knowingness on purpose. A way to train you into the greater expectational process of non-expectation, to show you how to be on the edge of the explorer's journey. For a starseeds, this is the most powerful journey, when you've spent millions of years between worlds. So, Dale, what's it like for you?
So it kind of like came together into a metal form, kind of like metal jelly. It's really weird to describe. But as I ate it, it kind of like coursed through my entire body and started going up all around, just enveloping me. And it felt like experience and story. And it was hard to pinpoint one feeling. It was one feeling to the next, like tones, as it went through me from one experience to the next. So the feeling for me, it keeps changing. And it's changing now already into many different tones.
All right. Now it's time for your dessert. Okay. Your maitre d' comes back out, clears your plate, and gives you a choice. One choice. Dessert or no dessert. Even no dessert is a choice, and you will still get a dessert no matter what. Okay? Okay. A few minutes go by, and all your desserts or no desserts come out. And what you see is something that looks like a giant maraschino cherry, maybe 10 inches. Something clearly that's been soaked in water. Okay? It does have a very tinge of algae smell to it. Okay? So you're each given instruction to put a small little hole with your laser knife in the side and let its pickled juice slowly come out and put it into a cup. Okay? And then you take your knife again and to cut out some of the meat of the maraschino cherry. Okay? And then stick it into a little bin next to you. So what you're going to do is take a little piece of the maraschino meat and add it to the fluid. So once you finish drinking the fluid, you can eat the little piece of maraschino meat. Now he tells you that this is an actual fruit from this planet, one of the oldest fruits that are out there. And this fruit has been turned into millions of nutritious drinks, healing forms over its many millions of years in existence. And this tree that bears this fruit exists on billions of worlds out there because it was one of the trees that came with starseeds to other places. And it was a way for starseeds to have food in these new worlds that they may not have been able to adapt to right away. These trees can adapt to any environment. And the energy of the environment determines how this cherry that's once picked and then goes through a pickling process where you use the waters of this world that are from the high frequency places where the womb chakras are, the greatest celestial forces come through, and you do what's called a celestial pickleization process, where the celestial frequencies of the chrysalis come into this fruit while it's in its pickling process. Now, most people think pickling, they think cucumbers. You wouldn't pickle a cherry. But this is a pickling process, for it cooks the meat in such a way that the essence that is from the world that it comes through, this Arcturus world, is tasted as fluid. It is an ambrosia of regeneration. and the meat amplifies the ambrosia of regeneration. For it helps regenerate the will to survive as the starseed in you. So everybody bottoms up. So Laura, we will start with you.
Okay. So it's a frequency that has gone straight to my heart space. So it's something that particularly nourishes, for me, it particularly nourishes my heart space. And it also, for me, it feels like it carries the frequency in the songs of the ancestors. So it's a very heavily vibrational fruit. It's moving the whole time. It's creating sound and frequencies the whole time. And it's a very heart space fruit, and it's very nourishing for my heart, particularly when I eat it.
Dale, let's move to you.
So as I drank it, I got quite emotional because it felt like it was a drink to help cure like soul sickness.
Yes.
And real deep trauma and wounding. So as I drank it, there was just a few things which felt healed for me, and there was kind of like an emotional release that this was healing me and cleaning some of parts of me which were sick. So it was going to all different areas in the body which are sick and kind of purifying it with this high energy. Probably one of the most feelings I've had in doing all of this that's kind of moved me the most. That was really cool.
Maty, what about for you?
For this, I can still feel the other two previous ones still working their way through my belly. For me, it was flavour that hit me first, actually, which is not like is unusual for me. So it was almost like a bitter tart flavour, and then it just went into this like flavour that it wasn't sweet or sour, but it was extremely pleasant. It wasn't sweet or savoury, sorry, but it was hard to explain. But then the energy that came from it, whereas the other two, one of them was just lots of dense energy, lots of like tightly compact energy. The next one was just boof, expansive, like DMT kind of feeling. And this one was just very, like we say, regenerative, but it was just very pure light, very pure, just like an explosion. Yeah. Very
good. If anybody else in the chat room would like to put in their idea, would be nice. Go ahead and write it in there. We see from Patty Kane, DNA upgrade. That's right. All right, everybody, you're brought back to your Galactic Historian bus, and you're going to be going on your next part of the tour now. Your driver says to you, gather yourself, you'll be going on a hike in one of the most ancient forests in this galaxy. 37 billion year old forest. It has not been touched or cut in 37 billion years. It is one of the first galactic parks supported by trillions of other worlds to maintain the age of this forest. Your bus pulls up to the parking lot, and you see giant ships and small ships everywhere, all different shapes and sizes of people here to experience this forest. You see trees that are as tall as skyscrapers, for as far as the eye can see. Dale, what do you feel as you begin to see this ancient forest?
I feel so as I'm going in, the trees are fucking huge, and there are people living within the trees, and all of the roots is like kind of the system connected to the hub of interconnectivity there. And all I can feel is just this ancient wisdom of ancestors who have been here for so long and just holding a frequency of and a space for, it's really, really cool. Like the trees are huge.
Laura, what about for you? Laura? I'm sorry, Maty, sorry.
Sorry, we had it on mute.
Sorry, we were on mute. Sorry, I was talking. This is a most amazing place, this forest. On each tree, written in the bark is like maps, all different maps to different places. But it's not obvious until you get peaceful and you start to just settle and let your vision soften. And then within the bark of the ancient trees, there's all sorts of messages that light up. And they're all maps to different places, maps to different paths. And each tree has a different signature map for whoever is reading it.
Okay. Maty?
Well, of course, the word ancient has to be said, doesn't it? That's what it just feels ancient, of course, because it is. Vast, cathedral-like. But my attention is drawn to the soil. There's something very unique about the soil, the energy that's coming from the soil, from the spoil of the trees, and it's very beautiful.
Okay. As you guys all move out of the bus and have your first experience, a fairy spirit from the forest appears in front of each and every one of you. And they're going to be your individual guide to the telling of the history of this forest. There are these walkways that lead you between trees that are miles high. Many different layers, and somehow the light is able to penetrate. Perfect harmony between everything living there. An orchestra of life. So each and every one of you are brought up to your first ancient tree teacher. One that taught you as an ancient yet young soul how to get up out of the chaos and organize into thought. So you could reach for the stars, become a seed, and leave this world in the form of energy, nurtured by this ancient place, to teach you how to have your first starseed experience, taking the wisdom from this forest and how to work in harmony and to be a ball and light in space that turns solid, real, at the moment it comes into a new atmosphere of a new place, of a new world, ready to seed consciousness. So Dale, what is it like when you meet your first starseed teacher tree?
So that fairy looked more like a human, like a butterfly, really like a butterfly. Then as I went to this tree, it was kind of like, instead of a tree, it's a spiral. It's just like ancestral twine going all the way up and up. And there's actually like a aurora borealis above the tree. Really, really fascinating.
Laura?
Just having a bit of an emotional moment there, because this tree said it's always been with me throughout my time on Earth. And it's always shown me the messages in the bark. It's always sung its songs to me, and it comes to me in dream time, and it's never left me.
Beautiful. Maty?
So this tree's cool looking. It has one long straight trunk that goes quite thin, and then it branches out, and the foliage goes round in almost like an oval shape, and the sides come up and out the most, and then it's the leaves, they turn white and almost look like cotton looking structures. It's very symmetrical, beautiful looking tree.
All right, your guide takes you to this river that culminates into a waterfall. And this waterfall has a mist that's coming off it that's making perfect rainbows. And they take you to the spot of the waterfall where the mist is beginning and turning into rainbows. And they put a belt around you. And after everyone has a belt on, they tell you to tap the button on the front. As you do, you turn into individual water particles, slowly taken by the wind, over the water, through a perfect beam of light, and you are turned into a prism of light, a rainbow coming off of this waterfall. and you extend out for 5 miles. That's how long your rainbow is, as it settles in the water miles away. Just allow yourself to be this rainbow, this prism, your core frequency split into the 7 colors in this perfect environment of light, mist, and sound. Dale, what do you feel as a living rainbow?
It kind of felt not overwhelming, but just really free, that I was non-agenda and just part of this high frequency. I could feel the sunlight coming through as well. It just, there's not really, it's hard to put into human words how I feel when I'm the rainbow, but it's just pure beauty beyond words I couldn't really say as a human. Just this feeling of like real high energy, but beyond high energy, and just feeling of being at home. I kind of feel like a star in a way, but different.
Okay. Laura, what about you?
That's the most feeling of exquisite joy and immense freedom. And it's like saying this is your introduction to the unlimited point of view. It's a very, very beautiful feeling, and it's left me smiling. Just to be that drop of water as a rainbow and all the potentials that holds. There's such joy in that, such happiness.
Wonderful. Maty, for you?
Well, much like Dale, it was very much an experience for me. Words can't really go into it because it was almost like I left that realm, the realm of thoughts and mind, and just become that light, and that just, I don't really have the words for it all. Incredible.
So we have Paulina in the chat room. I saw the rainbow coming out from my belt and then wrapping itself around me, transporting me into a pond of water, like it became a part of it as a prism within the whole. Beautiful.
Wow. That's cool.
Okay. Now it is time for you to come out of your rainbow form and step back into the reality there. You hit your button. You come back into your form. Okay. You're on the water's edge of the river. You're all gathered up and hiked up to the top of where the river is, and you are now on a trail. You hear all sorts of sounds in the forest. Everyone's foot beats come in sync with the animal sounds that are there. It is as if the animals are matching the beat of your feet, the sounds of your clothes rubbing on you. There's an orchestra of consciousness reaching out to you, asking you to discover the inner peacekeeper and inner peacemaker within you. For we are on the pathway to peace here. We're going to the most ancient white pine trees of this galaxy, the first peacekeeping trees amongst the great ancient forests. We are brought to a grove of the ancient peacekeeper trees, giant white pines, miles high, thousands and thousands of ancient grandfather peacekeeper trees. Each of you go find your individual peacekeeper tree, peacemaker, for by sitting at its base and its roots and feeling its energy, it will teach you the pathway to your personal peace. And you may take this pathway of personal peace as a starseed to other worlds. It is a gift of the ancient forests of this world for you to learn peace in all its unique forms and to bring it to other worlds as a starseed. Each of you take the time to find your special peacekeeper tree. Some of you may have dozens. It's okay. So Dale, what do you see in your peacekeeper tree?
So as I started walking towards the peacekeeper tree, they were dancing and they were like spiraling and moving. And one of the trees asked me to go into the middle of the tree. and I started going up in like a spiral right to the top. And all I heard was, "You are the rainbow from the rainbow," and dancing for me is my biggest form of freedom. And all I was doing as I was going up the tree is dancing and just going right to the top and coming back down again. And the tree, it's like two trees just moving around all the time.
Wow.
The same, we can dance as well.
Mm-hmm.
We're not limited.
Laura, for you? You're muted.
Okay, I'm here. I sat at the base of the bottom of my tree among its great roots and felt it wrap its energies around me with a message of, you carry the potential of peace within you, and you take this to all the worlds you go on, so you may learn to be a peacemaker and a peacekeeper and a celestial medium of peace. And connect to me anytime you feel you need to connect to the energies of peace. And never forget, you carry that within you. This is your, not really mission, but this is part of why you came, to explore all avenues to peace and to always choose peace. Peace is a first choice. Heart-based action, peace.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Maddie, for you?
Well, mine's nowhere near that poetic. Yeah, I just I approached the tree, beautiful tree, and then as I got really close, I was just absorbed into it. I'm still in the experience now. It was almost just like a reconnection kind of thing, a reconnection. So there's a void there, but I know that it's a connection now that I'm going to be able to revisit whenever I wish, and it's something that wasn't there before. Yeah. I hope that makes sense.
So from the chat room, Paulina, 7 versions of me came out on top of each other. The highest up saw the tree and pulled energetically the others versions to that tree. The grounded that came and then was last, taking it a bit longer. So everyone having their own unique experience connecting to these trees.
Yeah.
Just remember, you can return to these places. Let each one be a different teacher to you at a different time. A guide, gathered back up by your Galactic historian, bus tour driver.
Is there any insurance on this trip?
Nope, there's plenty. You're all going to be brought to the Arcturus high market of commerce. A interdimensional bazaar of trading. I want you to imagine this bazaar of trading, a city, hundreds of miles wide, hundreds of miles tall, hundreds of miles deep, that has both forests, oceans, deserts, and everything within it. But it's still a place of commerce. For you can rent a space inside this commerce bazaar market. And you can be living in your home world trillions of light years away and have an open for business portal. Now imagine billions of worlds with trillions of traders trading the trinkets of the universe. We were given 100,000 Arcturian credits on a special little card. And you are now brought to the bazaar and market. You are brought to the first place on the tour, and it is a bookstore. But these are not just any types of books. They're holographic books that can telepathically transfer the information to you as slow or as fast as you want, so you may savor the time of learning. So, Dale, what is the first book you see at the Galactic Commerce Market?
It's good. I can just see a book which is it's like metal, and it just has lots of kind of like galactic language in it, but it's a full of book with loads of different lights. But as I was doing that, I started connecting to the grandmothers of Arcturus and realized you can connect and talk to them just as you talk to our grandmothers here through that hub of interconnectivity. So I was a little sidetracked as I was doing that, just saying you can just, because we've got the phone line through the hub.
You were shopping.
Shopping, yeah. And I was like, wow, talking to you guys this easier, man. Yeah, just...
You were shopping the market.
So just having a chat.
Did your Amazon search.
Yes.
Laura, what shows up in the bookshop for you? You're muted.
Sorry, ours is mine is it's like a compass shaped book, and it's a book of maps, exploratory maps, all leading to peace. So the maps of peace, all the lines of peace you can take in the Arcturus world to be explored. And the map changes as you open the book. I mean, you can put it in book form because it's a hologram. You can actually move it into all different shapes, and it's come to me in the form of a compass. And the compass on the front of the book actually moves. And then when it gets to a particular direction, it opens that particular page in the book. And then there's a map within of all the paths to peace of that particular direction.
Beautiful. Maddie, for you?
So this place is messing with my head, honestly. This whole, it really is. This has been bizarre, the whole thing. So there was a book it was just a very simple book, and it had just a circle on the front of it. But there was no writing inside the book. It was like an experience, a frequency. And this was like void or emptiness. Very strange. Very cool, though.
Very good.
Yeah.
So each of you are now to have the freedom to the bazaar. You have credits to buy. Now just contemplate this. Traders from 1 trillion worlds. 1 billion trader from each one of those trillion worlds. What's out there in your potential? What kind of trinkets from all the traders throughout the many known galaxies might attract you? This is a challenge of creativity to each and every one of you out there as you shop the intergalactic bazaar on the Arcturus world. So Dale, what do you shop for?
So I'm just having a conversation with a grandmother, and she's trying to trade with me knowledge, not knowledge, but experience, from what experience is like here to experience to there. And there's like a kind of a trade going on between question to question. And so that's where I'm at the moment.
So she's helping you find which is the best deal.
Yes, pretty much.
She's your deal searcher.
Huge high energy just coming in my crowd. It's like, holy shit. It's like,
Okay, Laura, what's it like for you as you're beginning your shopping process?
Well, guess where I am? I'm in the holographic clothes shop. So,
Holographic clothes shop.
So I'm looking at all these various forms because I love like hoods and cloaks and, you know, that light worker part of me. But I love them. They're coming in so many different glorious colours with all different sleeves and no sleeves and lengths and trains and the way they can wrap around you like liquid. So you can have great fun just trying on all the different garments and all the different types of hats and hoods, and that's great fun in there.
Okay, Maddie, for you?
I got one of those black seeds. I had to bargain for it though. Cool.
You're like, I got my shit. I'm good. Okay. Anybody else in the chat room like to put on what like they go for? So Dale, what else might you be shopping for?
I'm just having a conversation.
I'm just having a conversation with your buying agents. They're brokering the best deal for you. Laura or Maddie, anything you'd like to add in your buying process?
Oh, I'm going to definitely buy some sun drums and
Okay.
the magic map writer pencil.
No, they made me hand over all my credits.
They did,
Yeah,
did they?
yeah.
Okay.
I'm happy though.
So Sam is at a jeweler's purchasing a metal spiral with a crystal on its head, which goes down her neck so she can speak many languages.
That's cool.
Somebody's getting a crystal bird. Somebody found a giant ruby in her heart. Those are the types of experiences you could have in the infinite galactic bazaar. I once again give you all a personal challenge of high creativity. What else can you find at the intergalactic bazaar of trading on the world of Arcturus?
I've just been given like a singing whistle. It's really weird. It's like a whistle, but it sings. They're like, yeah. I was like, what have you got? I'm like, right, here's a singing whistle.
So it's like a dog whistle in many different environments, so you can call in frequencies of entities from many realms. Wow, that's cool. All right, you guys are gathered up again. Put on your Galactic Historian bus tour. It's time to go back to your hotel. Okay? You're all back to your hotel, but you're going to get one night to sleep in this solar system. Okay? Your hotel room will teleport you to any world in the Arcturian star system when you're ready to fall asleep. And the hotel room will match you as a signature frequency of vibration to the unique celestial orchestra strong that is going on. So while you enter the dream world, you become part of the celestial chorus, one of the many millions that are singing frequencies that are creating the orchestra of consciousness in the Arcturian worlds that are singing to the great galaxy. Do your nightly rituals, and allow yourself to enter the galactic sleep of peace, a part of the many billions of singers calling out to the universe in song. The next morning arises. Your 8 a.m. wake-up call comes. You have to pack your bags, check out of the hotel, come back to the bus. You greet everybody that's been on this tour with you. We will see each of you in dream time and share this wisdom far and wide. You come back to the galactic hub, transferred back to our solar system, brought down a golden tube of light, a hub of astral cities in the Earth's North Pole. Each of us get on our own astral train and come back to our bodies, savoring this experience with wisdom. Aho.
Oh.
Wow.
That was my favorite one.
Anybody want to add anything? It was your last night sleeping with the singers?
That was so cool, man. Wow.
Just as I left, as we were leaving the market, there was somebody who grabbed me and said, "A memory for a memory," and that was kind of weird because I was trying to pull away. It was kind of awkward, but the process has already started. It was a strange looking being. So that happened.
That happened a bit. It's kind of like that for me, Maty. It was like an exchange of experience and knowledge, and they hold that value.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was given just a piece of wisdom which just said, every time you sing your own song of peace, we are all singing with you, the orchestra of consciousness.
Now, is there anybody in the chat room that would like to add anything? What a gift. Thank you from Sam. Selling my goods. Ching ching. Hell yeah. Sell them goods. There are giants by the hotel's windows. Yep. a pen that you can run with your intentions and it draws by itself each day. Nice. Self-drawing pen. That's awesome. I want a self-drawing and writing pen. Takes my thoughts and does everything for me. Great. Love that shit.
Yeah. Constant journaling.
Yes.
The Zealot Lightworker and all of you, the infinite pen. All right, everybody, we're going to call it an end to the show. Let this be a moment of peace, a moment of journeying with you. And remind you that we are doing the hands-on healings here coming up in the city of York in the end of September. Maty, would you like to give away for people to get a hold of you?
Go to twofeathersmedicine.com and you can find me there.
Laura?
Yeah, I'm also on twofeathersmedicine.com, or if you're interested in either a private session or any of the combined healing, just email me, laura2feathers@gmail.com. That's the number 2.
Dale?
So you head over to daletobin.com for psychic surgery sessions. I'm also running training workshops coming up in the next few weeks. Thank you.
Okay. You all know who I am. You can go to my website, Andrew Bartzis. Go to my shop and take a look at all the wonderful products that we've got there for you. We've got healings galore. We've got meditations galore. If you are new to the material, you can find the contract revocations on the Insights page. And pay attention to your emails as you'll be getting all of our next healing packages that we are offering everyone. All right, Joel, take us away.